What did you think was a good total?
I think at 35 overs we were looking at 300. I think it was an extremely dry pitch for here, a lot more than what we normally play on. And I think up front certainly it was a lot easier with the new ball, and it just got harder and harder. Obviously if we can set a platform of 170 for two, most times we're going to get 300, but obviously a little bit disappointing not to get that. But I think potentially that was in our sights to get 300.
That was a pretty exceptional bowling performance, would you say?
Outstanding, yeah. I mean, up front, the first 10 overs were going to be very important for us. I think the best time to bat on the wicket was the hard new ball. And the way Jimmy and Broady set the tone for our innings, the accuracy, the way the guys dived around the field. Like I said, the first 10 overs were always going to be very important for us, and believing that the longer the innings went on and the ball got a bit softer, there'll be turn for Treadwell, and we'll be able to keep it nice and tight in the middle to late overs. So the first 10 overs were absolutely outstanding from Jimmy, and it's great for us as well to be able to celebrate him becoming the leading wicket taker as well. So that's it's been a massive day for him.
Mitchell Johnson didn't end up taking any wickets today, but looked pretty dangerous at stages. Do you think Australia might have made a mistake by leaving him out of their Ashes squad?
Not really thought about it. I think he bowled very well today. Bowled good pace. And he bowled very well today. But not really thought about what the Australia squad is. Obviously, we've got a lot of cricket coming up, in this tournament. So I'm not really given too much thought about what the Aussie squad is for the Ashes just yet.
And do you think it will help? Think it'll help England maybe when it's batting first? You guys knowing perhaps what a good score is, and other teams maybe have less of an idea of what that's going to be when they're batting first.
What, just at Edgbaston or
just
all over England?
All over these, and Wales, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That to me was a very different to a normal wicket that we'd play a one-day international on. It was a lot drier, like I said. For Edgbaston pitch, I'd expect it to stay together a bit longer. But yeah, we certainly have an advantage, obviously, being at home. But that counts for nothing. You still got to play good cricket. And I think New Zealand just showed that to us in the one-day series. If we don't play to our potential, there's 8 very good teams here that can win this competition.
And going in without Swan and Finn, who've both played a lot of cricket for England, that perhaps showed a bit of flexibility that you can go about it in a number of different ways. Yeah,
definitely. It was great. All our seamers were fantastic today. And Jimmy Treadwell never lets us down. He's got a great record. And like I said, it was unfortunate Swanee was injured, but like I said, perfect bloke to come in and replace him. He's been fantastic for us every time he gets the opportunity. The way he goes about his business is outstanding.
Ian, you were there in 2005. Is beating Australia still as good as it was then? Beating this Australian team, or is it still something?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, most special thing.
Yeah, obviously to win. The important thing, doesn't matter who we were playing today, we wanted to win. It was the first game of a tournament. We wanted to get off to a good start. Obviously, there's some areas we need to keep tinkering with and improving, as everyone does. But yeah, whether it's Australia or Sri Lanka, it wasn't that important today. It was about getting off to a good start for us and focusing on what we do well. And I think majority of that we did quite well today.
The whole innings you had only 17 boundaries. Does it anything to do with the outfield, or was it tough bowling? What do you think?
I just think it got harder as the innings went on. There's very dry square, dry wicket. Obviously, there's a little bit of reverse, so that makes it harder to hit the balls at the death. Like I said, every time there was a new batter that came in, and we saw the same with Australia. It wasn't going to be easy for guys starting. And the ideal plan for us was to try and get 2 guys on naught, which we managed to do a couple of times. But yeah, it wasn't the easiest pitch, I don't think, to smack boundaries in the middle to late overs. But up front was the opportunity with the newer ball to maybe go, try and get as many as you could up front.